Right, and I believe that in our teaching that it's really important that we are creative in what we do. The traditional lecture format doesn't, it only engages students for a certain amount of time. As teachers or professors, we notice when students tend to, that they're paying attention towards the beginning, but eventually you can only sit and listen to someone talk for so long, so that you need to include a variety of approaches in what you do. And I found that specifically using this collage, I use this collage through the internet. So they're using a collage through icons. So I'm not bringing, or they're not doing a collage in the traditional sense, a collage of cutting out pictures from magazines, although that certainly could be something that you could include if you did not have means to technology or a computer lab. And most of my courses, I'm sorry, I was reading a chat thing that popped up. In most of my classes I teach, with the exception of practicums and internships, I teach in a computer lab, so students have access to log on as part of their assignments and create these collages that we'll see several examples of later on in the presentation. So again, the purpose of this presentation is to show you multiple examples across that should be able to be used across different courses in the counseling curriculum. So again, putting together computer-generated icon collages that will enhance the student learning throughout all of the counseling courses, or the core counseling courses. So some of the things that you want to think about when you're thinking about how are you going to incorporate collages, or the collage, into one of your particular courses. It could be a different course than I show some examples today. Is what do we want the students to learn from these from the collage? How do you want the students to learn? And then again, I'll provide some specific examples from several courses. Oh, sorry about that. My screen was just blacking out for a minute, but it's back now. So again, when we think about what do we want students to learn in our given counseling course that we're teaching, one of the things that we may think about at the beginning of the class as we're looking over the book or internet or other resources that we want to use is we might think about, how am I going to cover all of this material? Most textbooks have several chapters that it's difficult to condense over a one-semester course. So we're immersed with all types of different formats and different material that we could include in our particular course. And so the second question, how am I going to enhance the student learning? I think this is a piece where the collage is a good idea for how we can enhance student learning. So I think each time that we teach a course, we're thinking about how can we do it better, how can we do it differently, how can we engage or enhance student learning better the next time we do it. So one of the way that I came up with, I was kind of doing that, how am I going to enhance student learning? I was thinking about that one day before I was going to be teaching a career counseling course, and we were learning about theories. And I thought, when I took my career counseling course, a common thing across other programs is to sometimes have students in the class present some of the career theories, or maybe areas that you're not as interested in teaching. But so to get the students actively presenting the material. So I took that idea and did something that I feel is creative with it, trying to engage the students more in the curriculum and learning about career counseling theories. Because probably as most of you know, career counseling is one of the courses that is just kind of one that students, or many students, feel like they just have to take. It's not necessarily one that many students are looking forward to take. Each semester when I teach it, there are always a couple people that are excited to take the course, but many of the students, it's just one of the requirements that they have to do. They don't necessarily see a true interest in being a career counselor or understand how that would fit with their idea of counseling. So the idea of this collage came about, again, from thinking about how can I engage students more, especially in my career counseling course. And then also thinking about what do I want them to remember from this class. Again, I think what students will take away from the class is what they can show in several different learning styles. So on the next slide, we're going to talk a little bit about learning styles and how students learn. I think using this creative means or a collage brings in multiple senses and different styles of how people learn, because most of us, there isn't just one style in a way that we learn. We choose to engage in multiple strategies, several different styles when we're learning something. Okay, so just a little bit about learning styles. Most of you are probably familiar with all of these, but some of the basic ways that students learn when they come to our classroom through different activities or teaching styles. One obviously is auditory learning, so they learn through listening. So right now you all are listening through this lecture or discussion medium through Second Life. So that would be auditory listening. We also learn visually, so people think in pictures or charts. So we want to see some type of representation, so we're using our eyes. Another example is kinesthetic, so by participating in some type of movement. So an example might be having students in your class stand up and go to a particular side of the room if they agree or disagree with a particular topic. So rather than just engaging them in a lecture discussion of a particular idea, having them also engage in a kinesthetic or moving type of format. And then the last is tactile, so being involved in touch in some way, being an active participant. And so again, what's recommended is a blending of all of these styles, not using just one in particular. And no one really learns by just one particular format best. And it also helps to keep the interest of the participants by including multiple styles throughout your lecture period.